Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Madam, special guest, a pleasant night to you all. It is really nice to stand here to see faces that I know. I want to say hello to Miss Dalrymple. I want to say hello to the person responsible for my nails, right there. I want to say hello to Tracy Fakuri, yes. When I came here in 2021, she took me as her daughter, and she would always be calling me and encouraging me and, talk nice things to me and so on and encouraging her and keep me afloat in this new environment. So thank you, Madam Fakuri. And thank you, everyone, and thanks for the invitation to be here. I'm humbled to be asked for a second time to address this group of dynamic women, visionary women. For the next 15 minutes, my allotted time, I'll be riding on Steve Covey's second of 7 habits of highly effective people. Covey was an educator, an author, and a businessman. His 7 habits for highly effective people were: be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, think win-win, seek first to understand, than to be understood, synergy, and lastly, to sharpen the saw. However, I said I have only 15 minutes, so there's no way I could go through all of the 7. So I've selected the second one, which is begin with the end in mind. The second habit, begins with the end in mind, brings to sharp focus a quotation from Lewis Carroll: if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. The rationale: as women, we need to be intentional and purposeful in what we do. I am not an entrepreneur, neither am I in any business, but I can parallel my 3 decades journey as a firefighter in a male-dominated organization to that of business. As they would say, it's a man's world. So women, we face unique challenges and preset barriers. We have to find innovative ways and to arm ourselves for mastery. Mastery is crucial to achieving success and fulfillment on our journey. The fact that we start with the end in mind is already bothering to them. It further compounds it that we are on our way and we are not turning back. As they would say, game is over. The road is not free of bumps nor blockades, and we need to equip ourselves with functional toolkits. But what do we carry in these toolkits? And I tell you what is in mine. My first tool is self-awareness. If you are going to be the main character of a story, of building a legacy, and securing a future, you must start with you. You must have self-awareness. That will make you understand your strengths and your weaknesses and value and the passions that you have. Conduct a SWOT analysis and a SWOT matrix of yourself. SWOT analysis and SWOT matrix are not just for business. I know you all know exactly what I'm talking about when I speak to SWOTs. You have done it time and time again, and you have to keep doing it for your business, because as things changes, you have to keep repeating this. But it is not just for business, it's for yourself. This self-awareness will help you make the informed decision to better equip yourself to navigate the ups and downs of business under the unpredictable environment which we work. It is this understanding of who you are, why you are, how you are, and what you are that will prepare you for the next tool in the toolbox: confidence. This self-awareness, and I listened to Madam when she spoke and she said about Kingston thinking that is Jamaica. I face that. As a young firefighter, you know, I'm from the country, Manchester, and when you talk to your colleagues back in Kingston and you say to them, you hear them say, boy, I tired this man, got one fire this morning, 7 houses burned down. And you're in country, I say, what? 7? When I look at 7 houses in Manchester, it's a whole district. A whole lineup, whole district burned down. And not until I go into Kingston to work, I realize 7 houses can fit in here. And I'm saying, oh, they were not better than I was, you know? And they believe that you're not a firefighter unless you work in Kingston. They thought Kingston was Jamaica. And that is one of the reasons I would always say to the young firefighters that do what you have to do. Because when they know of Julian, I was so far ahead of the game that they couldn't stop me again. When I became the divisional commander for Kingston as the first female superintendent for the island of Jamaica and went into Kingston, thank you, they were shocked. Country girl, what you know about firefighting? What you know about firefighting? What I know is that when you hear of a house fire in Jamaica, in Manchester, it's a real house fire. No, it's not any shack. It's a house fire. So yes, Kingston is not Jamaica, and I prove that to my colleagues that Kingston starts in Mandeville. The next tool is confidence. Confidence is a key to unlocking your full potential and achievement in your business. The confidence will have you showcase the ability and the vision that you have. It will make you take calculated risks. Calculated risks. I can remember speaking of this in 2010 when they advertised the position for commander for Clarendon. When I applied, they said to me, Julian, don't go there. You're going there to kill your career. Everybody go to Clarendon, just die a natural death. It's a place for dead people. You can't move if you go to Clarendon. I said, what? I am a person who loves challenges. So when I hear that, I said, oh, this is an avenue for me to showcase me. And I went into Clarendon, and I remember they wanted to fill the positions that were vacant in Clarendon, and I asked the commissioner for one chance. I said, sir, give me one opportunity. Just give me one sitting of exams in the parish. One sitting. That's all I need, sir. If I don't get my passes, you can fill it from wherever. And let me tell you something. Clarendon never used to pass exam. When the exam was finished, it was rumored that I had paper to give them. That's why I didn't pass. Because they can't understand how Clarendon moved from 0 to 100. I have 100% passes. All my positions were filled within Clarendon. Everything happens within Clarendon. It was a game changer. So, yeah, thank you. So the confidence that you take a task with, or the boldness which you use in any mission that you have to do, is very, very key to how you will succeed in that mission. The confidence will make you sell ice to an Eskimo. And I did that to the commissioner when I said, sir, give me one more chance. One chance. I always tell my son, you get only one opportunity to make a first impression. Anything you do after that is not the one opportunity, it's not the first impression. It's another impression, not the first one. A very effective strategy to assist with confidence is to develop yourself. Continuous personal growth is very crucial. And you would have heard from what Madam read, that personal growth and personal development for me is very key. They think I am studying to become a doctor. Because according to them, from they know me in 1995, I'm going to school. And it could be true because I have a vision. I start with the end in mind. My ambition, and as I always say it, is to be the first female commissioner for Jamaica Fire Brigade. That is my mission. That is my end in mind. That is my end in mind that I start with. So how are you going to achieve your goal if you don't set fast? My very first thing I did was computer, because I didn't know how to use a computer when I started. So I did a computer course, very first thing. Then I knew I wanted to supervise people. And I had no experience, so I went and I did supervisory management. And from there, my mentor would say to me, study what is happening, look around and see what you need to do. What are you weak in? You would have heard I studied law. Yes, I just completed my bachelor's of law. I didn't set out to do law. But how did I get into law? My mentor and I were talking, and we reached the point where we said, if you're going to be the commissioner, what are some of the things that the commissioner is involved in? One of the things that the commissioner does is tribunal cases. He tries cases. If somebody commits an infraction, he is the one who sits, as we would say, the judge. You have to understand the law to do that. And that was a weakness I had. So I went up to UCC and I asked about doing industrial relations, a certification, just to get some experience in it and understand. Fill out the application form, and when the gentleman saw the thing, the gentleman said, but you have a master's? I said, yes. He said, then you have a master's, do the bachelor's of law. You just do 1 extra year and you'll be exempted from 3 courses because you have the bachelor. So I said, well, and I called my mentor and he said, yeah, man, do it. And he said, yeah, man, do it. And I did it. So it's not like I set out to do law, but I just want a little experience in that realm. I have no regret, though. Still contemplating if I'm going to go to Norman, man. That's another story. Still contemplating that. But develop yourself is very key for me. And I continue to study my mentor said, the draft board, study the draft board. I look at my male counterparts as the highest ranked female in Jamaica Fire Brigade, and the Caribbean for that matter. I study what is happening at work. Thanks. I study what is happening at work. I am competing against some very powerful men, I tell you. Men who would have taught me things. If I have any problem, I can go to them and they will help me. I am not suffering from that at work. Because I guess when you prove yourself to whoever you are around, they learn to trust you and they learn to understand and know your competence. So they have my men that I have around me at work, they have no issue to share and to help me to grow. Because they know very soon we're all going to go into that interview room together and may the best person win. And that is how we see it. When we are going to interview, we call each other and talk and say, introduce yourself at me here. And when you introduce yourself, they say, no, buckle, that one doesn't sound right. That one they lack something, that one they dry. And I do it again and they say, yes, that sounds like you. And I use a word and say, no, you want a more powerful word than that. That's how we do it in my realm. It's friendly rivalry. And we work with each other. So I continue to say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel in developing yourself. You can look around, see what is happening around, and you can mimic what is happening and position yourself for the greatness. Mentorship is very important. And you'd have heard me mention my mentor. Yes, I do have one. And I tell you, even in business, there must be a person that is in business right now that you admire. Wow, I like the way she get this thing done. And, piggy on that person, call that person up, and don't be afraid to share the knowledge. Because we talk about legacy, and I heard Mr. Oral talk about legacy is not deadlift. When we hear about legacy, I always think that they're deadlift. Yeah, that's what you think of when you hear legacy, deadlift. It is not deadlift, it's live left. Yes, it's live left. Yeah, you live it, what you have right now. What legacy are you leaving? I am trying to leave a legacy for all female firefighters in Jamaica Fire Brigade to tell them that, listen, we are not sitting and waiting for handouts. We are going to put our shoulders to the wheel and prove ourselves. When I go to a fire, nobody know I'm a female. You see me look like me nice now? If that bell turn up or if my phone ring and we have an emergency, I transform in a second. In a second, I'm a different person. My husband would say, see your man them there. That's how he addressed my firemen. See your man them there, I must stop because him knowing can't pass a fire truck nowhere. As long as I'm in there, I have to stop. So see your man them there, you want to stop? I say yes. Right. So I have to teach these female firefighters that you're not here to be a girl. One of the very first thing I told my team in Mandeville on the 20th of December 1995, I'm not here to be treated like a girl. I'm here to be treated like a firefighter. I told them that from day one when I went to the station. So they know that I'm not here to joke and I don't want no blighs. I don't want any blighs. So having a mentor is very important. Someone who can look ahead of you. My mentor is around corners, you know. Yes, my mentor is around corners. He saw me here right now, long before I saw it. When I was to do my master's, I said, Julian, you have to do your master's. The bachelor's now, Kotika, everybody have bachelor's. Bachelor's CXC, everybody have that. You need something else. And when you go into that room, you go into that room with your first 20 marks already for qualification. And that's how I did my master's, preparing me for this position as assistant commissioner. So a mentor is very important. As I said, my mentor see around corners. He see closed doors, him see behind doors, him see under carpet. I don't know how him can read up some things. I tell you, I was acting as deputy commissioner for the past 2.5 months. I handed over today. And he texted me this morning, what is your plan when you go back to St. Ann? I said, sir, I'm not reached St. Ann yet. And he said, I know, but you have to think ahead. And he sent me a whole slew of things that I need to consider when I come back to work in St. Ann on Monday. So that's my mentor for you. Always seeing things before them happen. Expand your knowledge, challenge your assumption, and develop new perspective will help you to stay adaptable, innovative, competitive in this fluid world. You have to be able to compete. You have to measure up. You have to be there to be considered. One of the things I always tell my girls, if they want one female, it must be Julian. If for any reason they say they want one female, Fire Brigade is going to close down and they're going to keep only one, I must be the one. I said, position yourself that you, even if you're not the one, but you must be in the lineup. Make it to the finals, no? Make it to the finals. I know medal is nice, you know? Yeah, make it to the final. At least you were considered because of something that you had. Another item in the toolbox is be bold to overcome the obstacles. It is not easy it will be easy if you have the confidence. Obstacles will come. Don't believe that they won't. As one is conquered, another one will rise. The biggest obstacle we can face as women is self-doubt and the imposter syndrome. The self-doubt, I can't do it. I've been interviewed over 9 times, and every interview I go up against all men. All men, I go up against all men, and I've never felt less than because 1, I prepare myself. 2, I have the confidence and I'm self-aware and I know my weakness is going in. I'm a female. So I position myself in other stand. I'll give you a little joke. I went to an interview with 7 men and I was the only female. And when I'm going to interviews, I wear my skirt uniform because I don't want to be mistaken. My head is bald already. So I don't want to be mistaken to be a boy. So I wear my skirt uniform and make sure I have in my knobs that they see that I'm a girl, 100% girl. And I go and I was about the 3rd, 4th person going into the room. So I went in and I did the interview and, came back out. And when I came back out, all the other persons were sitting waiting for their turn. And I came out to interview. I said, the interviewer said to tell that they found the candidate, you can all go home. They nearly killed me. They said, Buckle, we were already nervous and now you kill us further. We were already nervous. And look as it, I got the position. And when I got the position, it came out, I said to them, but I told you waste your time. Because I told you they found the candidate and you insisted on going in. So it's not my fault because I told you. But, the confidence that you have when you're doing, don't doubt yourself. A lot of times we would do well if we only try. If we only push ourselves out. You say, no, look at who I'm competing against and do not go in. I watched a race with Shelly-Ann at her son's sports day and she lined up with everybody and everybody said, no, you're not to run. Yes, let her run her down. So you know in your mind that you're not coming first. You know it already, but guess what? I always say don't come last. So you can come second. And we don't count Shelly, we just count ourselves. Yeah, we don't count her because she's disqualified before she starts. Yeah. So be bold. This self-doubt and the imposter syndrome is a killer for a lot of women. In the fire brigade, in business, everywhere you go. Me can't do it. Me afraid. Me don't want to do it. I came to St. Anne to be in charge of this region. I'm in charge of this region for work. Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland is my region of work. When I came here, they weren't winning sports. And when I came here in 2021, we won Sports Day. And we won it again for a second time. And we went back for it the third time. And I don't know what happened down in Mobile, but something hanky-panky going down there. And they beat us by 6 points. But I'm coming back for them this year. I'm just showing you that they're saying, how you do it? They weren't participating, they weren't winning, but what do you do? How do you get them? And we talk about leadership. I lead because the way I lead is how I mimic what used to happen to me as a firefighter. And one of the things I can tell you, I didn't know the type of leader I was going to be, but I knew the type of leader I was not going to be. Because I suffered. Trust me. I suffered under something. I see firemen drinking the truck water from the pump. And I tell you that hot like tea. When it's coming from you're at a fire and you're thirsty, that's what we used to drink. And I said to myself, anytime I get into the position that I can change this, I'm going to change it. And change I did. All my units have to have an igloo on it. And we put together and we say, you carry ice. And we put the ice in there and we go out with our igloos on our truck. I always have money to ensure that my persons 2 hours out at any fire scenes, food coming, because I used to suffer. I tell him you used to have to walk a shop and we have to walk a shop and beg bag juice. When hungry bite you, I bush some terrible bushfire for the entire day. And they mean senior officers wouldn't come and look for you. Because I tell you, it's just how they were mentored when they were coming up. So they just offload that to you. And I knew that I wasn't going to do that. So my style of leadership is because of what happened to me and how I wanted to be treated. So I treat my subordinates that way. Never doubt your accomplishment. Recognize and reframe negative thoughts. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Yes, you can. You can do it. You can make this investment. You can start doing something different in your business. Try it. Don't try it and fail. Try it and fail. And maybe when you fail, you'll see why you fail and can retry and fix it again. Focus on the strength and your accomplishment. Set your mind and follow whoever you are mentoring. Just follow that person keenly because that person would have been there and done that. That person has seen what you have not seen, so that person could provide you with the guidance. By mastering yourself and building confidence, you will help to develop the resilience and determination needed to overcome any challenges. You will now be able to look at the glass as half full instead of half empty. And we are always doing that. It's not enough. Yes, it is enough. Work with what you have. Work with it. Now, so? Work with it, man. When you can analyze your obstacles, setbacks, and challenges, and look at what is good in every disappointment you have, then you know that you are indeed growing. If you can look at something that happened with you and not see the negative in it and say, oh, I see why I feel. If I did put more sugar in it, it would be different. Than say, Lord, they said, they don't love you. Me can't bother you. I just straight away. Just look at the positive in whatever happened. Having invested in yourself and shoring up your confidence and the obstacles, showing up your confidence to tackle the obstacles, you are already on the next tool of being that authentic leader. And we were speaking about that just now. A person that can guide your own purpose, a person that can guide your own purpose that is in your business and the organization that you manage. As an authentic leader, you'll be able to tap into your own passion, strength, and inspire others to do the same. You can now be able to walk that walk and talk that talk. I can tell my female firefighters that it can happen because I've done it. Been there, done that. I've been to fires, I see female firemen over that side fighting fires and female in truck or by the driver at the truck. I said, what happened? Mr. Come, let me show you how to do it. And my gear is always in my car. My firefighting gear is always in my car. And I put it on, let me show you how to climb fence. Let me show you how to go over fence. And I do it, and I show them. When my team is training in the yard, I go with them, and I train with them. Anything I tell them to do, I can do it. So I lead by example. I walk that walk. I remember I was at a training session with my team one day in the yard, and a gentleman walked up to us and said he would like to speak to the man that is in charge. And the firefighter said, this is she. I said, no, the man we're in charge, me want. And they said, this is the lady, she's in charge of the station. And the man insists. And I said to him, oh, sir, go to that office and go talk to the secretary. And she will guide you to the person in charge. So what I did, I walk around. And I walk at the next door. And I go to the back and the side and go to my office and sit. So my secretary came in and she said, a gentleman is here to see you. And I said, tell him to come on. Come in. So I sat there and he came in. And I said, you may be seated, sir. The man don't work today. That's his very first question. He said, the man don't work today. I said, sir, the last time he worked was in March of 2010. That's the last time he worked. And I am now in charge of the station. It's something I can help you with. And he wouldn't talk to me because I'm man he want to talk to. The man we're in charge. You're not going to understand me, so the man in charge me want. And he left. And he left because the man he want. You know? But you have to go find that man 2010 because he retired. And a female is there now, so if you can go back now, you might find another female. So you better find another parish to go. So you can walk the walk, lead by example. When I tell my firefighters, go to school, develop yourself, I'm telling them because I know it can happen, because I have done it. I have gone to school. You talk about the investment. I've gone to school without $1. My school, UCC, used to know me like clockwork, because anytime it's exam time, I open my office. Open office and I close it because I beg, miss, me not have money to pay. Just let me sit the exam. I go pay no, miss. I go pay, but I just don't have the whole of it now. You have to pay off before you can sit the exam. And I beg. I said, please let me just sit the exam. And because I beg me have to study, because you can't beg and fail. So I have to study and I pass my exams and I pay up my bill. I pay little. They put you on a pay plan. But they say I'm to pay 10,000 a month. I don't have it. I have build house. I don't have it. So I have 5. So I give what I have. It take a little longer time, but I pay it up. So I'm telling firefighters, don't wait for the $4 million that is to do the course. Just start. Just find the registration fee. And make sure you live good with the admin office. Yes, man. I said, morning, miss. And say, good morning. Now, when they not see you, say, good morning, miss. And talk up to them and nice. And be nice. So when them see you, them give you a little blind. I said, Julian. I say, yes, I beg, please. Please. And talk up to them nice and get through, because that is how I do it. And I tell my firefighters, it can be done. Go and beg on your knee, go beg and get it done. Because we know the money is not readily available to do whatever you have to do. You can talk with people about self-upliftment and motivation because you have already lived it. It is easy for me to talk to them. Authentic leaders foster positive company culture, build trust and customers, trust with their customers, and drive business success, and use that example as a firefighter and as an officer. I've often said to my people, they would often say to me, Miss, you ever sad yet? Because they see me as bubbly. But guess what? They don't fool with me, Because I tell them, the same energy that I bat for you is the same energy I will punish you. When I charge a firefighter, him stay charge. And he'll come back to me and tell me sorry, because he know he would have gone the limit for me to do that. Be bubbly, be the firefighter. At sports day, I'm the only one running, only officer running. Even as old as I am, I'm still running against the younger firefighters and beating them too. Yes, man, because I've been the champion female athlete for the fire brigade over 5 times. I'm just give it up and then retire me. They retire me in the brigade's interest. So I no longer run for points, but I do the officers' race and so on, and encourage my female firefighters to run. Suppose that you'll see me out there. You'll think I'm one of them if you don't know who I am. But I'm a very down-to-earth, in the street type of leader. I've been there, I've been through all the ranks, I didn't skip any. So because of that, I'm able to relate to them. Sometimes then talking, and when they talk, I said, all right. Me here where I said, no, tell me what happened now. Because what you just say, no, it happening, Because what you say happen can't happen. So tell me what happened now. You talk when you did that. Just talk to me now. Tell me the truth. No. Because I know that what he said, because look here, been there, done that. You book sick this morning and you come in, your shift finished at 3, and you come at 2 o'clock and say, book me in from the doctor, no certificate granted. Me say, me do that already and get away. So you can't play that again with me. So where doctor name where you go? And they say, all right, miss, me never get figure a doctor because it did full. And all sort of. So because you live it. So you're not easily scoot over. They can't pull no plug on you because they know it and they know the type of leader I am. An authentic leader who is self-aware, confident, and have invested in their growth and development will show improvement in their social skills and self-regulate empathy to their staff. I can empathize with them on most occasions because I've been there and I've done that. I understand when a female firefighter say, miss, I was up late last night because my child was sick. I understand. I understand when a female firefighter come to work this morning all doll up, fingernail tall so, and eyelash, and something. And I say, I want go on with you, miss. And he said, miss, me I go to graduation 3 o'clock after me leave work. Me say, but just come and join the ranks like everything all right. You come and say something. You come and say, miss, I have a graduation, somebody got to do my nails and so before. Can I do the office work today? Say something so I can know how to place you. But when you come and I put you on the fire truck and I will pile your weave, you something you put on. Your wig and you, what is name again? No man. Your edges. Your edges, I mean, spoil your edges. Can me put you on the fire truck, me can put on your helmet and spoil your edges. Just come and talk. So I can relate to a firefighter saying, I'm tired, been there, because I've been there. I can relate to the firefighters on a fire ground and hungry. I can relate to these things. So when you position yourself, you're able as an authentic leader to understand and to empathize more with them. Emotional intelligence will help you to cultivate and manage your own emotion and build stronger relationship and communicate more effectively with your team, with your workers, with your staff, with your co-workers, and so on. Emotional intelligence is crucial for personal and professional growth. My final and most striking tool is to prioritize self-care. For very often, we neglect ourselves. Somebody spoke on it. We neglect ourselves. Self-care is very important. Again, you can't be the main character in a story. In the movies, the star not dead. And if the star even dead, it's after the mission is accomplished. You know? After you see them find the pitney and he have the pitney, then shoot him. And him dead. So that is how stars dead. But if you are the main character in the story, it is a good to show. In a good show, the star never dies. And if they do, they often accomplish the mission before they die. You need to ensure that you last long enough to see the end that you had in mind when you started. Mastering yourself also means prioritizing yourself as a woman in the nurturing and in the nurturing world. And we often put others first and neglecting our own well-being. To improve, I implore you to take a step back sometimes, breathe, recalibrate, and refocus. A saying in firefighting is, don't let the rescuer be the rescued. Prioritize yourself so you don't become the rescued. So that is why we train and train and train and do more training. Don't be the rescued. And to conclude, I reiterate that mastering yourself in the life journey that you need continuously assess yourselves for improvement. It requires patience. It requires persistency. Starting with the end in mind, cultivate self-awareness, build confidence, set goals, invest in your personal growth, and be that authentic leader who will use their emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resilience. Be intentional, but don't forget the main character. That is you. Prioritize your self-care. Start the journey of self-mastery and watch you and your business thrive. Thank you.